The best morning live. The best morning live.
Good morning, everybody. God bless. Welcome. Looks like we already got a guest. So I'm going to let them up. Won't waste time. When you're coming in, tap the screen. Like the live. Bubble, hello.
Hello. So Christianity and Trinity are logical.
Yes. What faith are
Do
you?
you believe that?
I do. What faith are you?
I'm an agnostic.
You're an agnostic. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you say Muhammad is not a prophet?
Sure. Muhammad is not a prophet.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. What's your question on that?
Yeah. So, well, how are Christianity and the Trinity logical? How do they describe reality?
Well, when I say that they're logical, what I mean is that they don't violate any of the laws of logic, unless if you would disagree, then I would be open-minded to hear how that does.
I mean, sure, but like, is that all? Because I could claim that, look, the Spider-Man comic does not really violate the laws of logic in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Like the story
I agree.
The story is internally coherent, you know?
Okay.
So is that all? Like,
that's all. Yeah. In order for you to believe in the Trinity, you would need to believe in Christianity. So that's a whole other epistemic route that we're going to take. So I'm not claiming just because the Trinity is logical, therefore it's true. I'm just saying it's logical because a lot of people say it's not true because it's illogical, and I just disagree.
Okay, well, I agree with you on that. I agree that it's logical, but
Okay.
Well, do you make the claim? Do you also make the positive claim that Christianity does describe reality? That it is true?
I believe Christianity is true. Yes.
Okay, what is your justification for that belief system?
Well, do you believe in God? Are you one of those agnostics that believe in God, just don't know which God? You believe in the Creator?
No.
Okay.
No, I suspend judgment on it. That is, I don't know.
Then we wouldn't go down this path. We would need to discuss whether God even exists or not first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's your justification for not believing in God?
Well, the lack of sense data evidence and even logical, because maybe you might say, okay, but here we don't deal with sense data. Maybe here we deal with logic. So a lack of sense data and a lack of logical justification.
Do you believe that the laws of logic are immutable and universal?
I couldn't really know about that.
What
if we did observe like something like a contradiction in reality one day?
So you're saying it's possible for contradictions to be true?
I mean, simply not having seen one does not mean that they cannot exist.
Bubble, you understand? Do you understand? If you were to go back and listen to this 3-minute conversation that we're having, you understand that you're already becoming inconsistent. Because I asked for your justification as to why there's not a God. You said it's because of the lack of evidence, sense data, and it's not logical. So you are very comfortable to eliminate all possibility of there being a God. But for some reason, you're willing to be open-minded of the possibility that there could be a contradiction in reality.
I
just want to know why the inconsistency there.
But I never said I was not open to the possibility of there being a God, though. I am agnostic. Do you not know what agnostic means?
I know what agnostic means. I said it earlier. You don't know. You don't know that you don't know if there's a God. But I asked you what's your justification for not believing in God, right? And you said it's because it's not logical and you don't have enough sense data. But then when I asked you, do you believe that the laws of logic are immutable and universal? You said, I don't know, right? So it's one thing to say, well, I do believe that the laws of logic are, this would be a little bit more consistent with what you said with the God statement. I believe that the laws of logic are immutable and universal, but I am open to the possibility of there being a contradiction, like one of those things being immutable.
Yes,
Being immutable.
exactly. You described.
That's not what you said. You didn't. You're not even. You're not willing to take a position that the law. You're willing to take the position, even though you don't know that there is no God. You're willing to take a stand on that, but you're not willing to take a stand that the laws of logic are immutable and universal.
Well, no, because there could be, at least in the future, there could
Okay,
be sense
that's the
that
inconsistency I'm talking about. You're willing to hold to the position that there is no God, regardless of the possibility of there being God. You're willing to stand 10 toes on that. But you're not
Again.
willing, but you're not willing for the sake of this conversation to be consistent and say, well, yeah, I would go ahead and say that even though I'm open-minded, for the contrary, according to our reality, the laws of logic are immutable and universal. You're not willing to say that. Unless I'm wrong. Are you willing to say that the laws of logic are immutable and universal?
Well, I am willing to say that as of now, unless there's like evidence otherwise in the future.
Okay, good. Yeah. I'm not. If I'm gonna talk to somebody who has who's gonna hold to a position that squared circles can exist, then there's no point in having this conversation. It's going to be pointless. So, do you agree that the laws of logic are immutable and universal?
Yes.
Okay.
In the absence of a defeater, let's say.
Perfect. Where do these laws of logic come from? Like, how are they grounded?
How are they grounded? Well, they are self-evident, axiomatic.
Yeah, but that doesn't self-evident doesn't tell us how it's grounded.
Well, why can't they ground themselves?
So it's just a brute fact. It just exists just because it does?
Well, yes. Why can't they be a brute fact?
Okay.
I'm not asserting
Because
100% positively that they are, but what I'm asking is why can't they be a brute fact?
Because if we're just going to use brute facts, then once again you're going to be inconsistent again. What if I told you God exists just because he does? Would you accept that?
Well, no, of course I would
Okay.
not accept.
So let's be consistent here. You said it's
But-
not logical and there's not enough sense data, right? That's the reason why you're not willing to hold that position. I'm not willing to accept that there's no grounding needed, just a brute fact. So I would like to know, how do you explain what's the reasoning behind that the laws of logic even exist to begin with?
That the laws of logic even exist to begin with.
Yes,
Well,
like how are they grounded? Where do they come from? Like,
I
does this
wouldn't
happen?
know.
You wouldn't know. Okay, are the laws of logic concepts?
Well, it could be possible that they describe reality.
I don't know.
As
I don't know if you're
without-
saying yes or no. Are they concepts?
No,
They're not concepts. What are they then?
they're not just concepts.
They're not just concepts. Okay. What? So they are concepts, but they're not just concepts. What else are they?
Well, they'd be irregularity in reality.
Irregularities in reality?
Yes. A regularity, not
A
irregular.
okay. A regularity in reality. Okay.
Yeah.
All you just said was, in different words, it's self-evident. That's all you just said. Okay.
Well,
So they're concepts and they're self-evident. Okay, beautiful. Where do concepts exist?
where the concepts exist, well, I'd argue in minds.
I would agree. Okay.
Yeah.
So if they exist, do you believe that the laws of logic existed prior to human minds?
Well, yes, I can't be 100% certain about that. Again, in the absence of a defeater, I'm going to assume so.
Okay. What mind did they exist in?
Well, what if they were just, in general, regularities of the universe, or at least how the universe behaves in the same way that the laws of physics are?
Yeah, you would need to demonstrate that with sense data. Since if you're going to say it's physical and they exist physically, then you would need to show that with sense data.
Well, as of now, we haven't observed anything that would break the laws of logic within reality. So kind of just like the laws of physics, which I mean, is it even fair to assume that the laws of physics are really laws?
We're not
and
talking about the laws
just
of physics. I'm asking. You're saying that. Well, what if they just exist in our reality, and we just haven't observed them yet? Why should I accept that it even exists as something that can be observed physically? Why should I even accept that as being a grounding of this? If all we know is that concepts exist in the mind, which you and I agree with.
Yeah. Yes, but reality appears to be structured logically, as in there's no contradiction.
I agree. All of reality is structured logically, and logic and the laws of logic are concepts that concepts exist in the mind. That's why I'm asking you this question. Prior to human minds, where did these laws? What mind could they have existed in?
So I don't think they existed in the mind. I mean,
so now you're backtracking what you said earlier. You said concepts exist in the mind. So if they don't exist in the mind, where else do they exist? You would need to have some sort of sufficient reasoning behind this.
Well, again, if the laws of logic describe the universe as in they apply to the universe and everything that we observe, then why would there have to be necessarily a mind to behold them?
Because these concepts we see existed. Do you believe, for example, a squared circle could have existed prior to human beings having minds?
I'm gonna assume no.
Okay. So now that, and I agree with you. So now that we both agree that a square circle could not have existed in our reality, that is an example that the law of contradiction is something that exists and prevents something from existing in our reality. So where does this law come from?
Where does this law come from? Well, it could be just an expression of the fundamental nature of the universe.
Yeah. Okay, great. But it's still a concept, and concepts exist in the mind. So where do they exist? What mind could they exist?
I told you. They could just be.
So we're going to go around in circles all day, because if you're not actually open-minded for there being a God, right, which I don't think you are. I think this is the position that usually people take. They're going to try to find every excuse, no matter how silly and inconsistent they sound. They're going to try to find any reason to try to explain their. Hold on, brother. Hold on. They're going to try to find any reason to explain this away, and being inconsistent, they're going to hold to contrary worldviews than what they say, as far as why they even deny God to begin with, and everything except what's going to be the most reasonable explanation. If concepts exist in a mind, and these concepts are universal, then it must exist in a universal mind. A mind that's immutable, a mind that's eternal, that's not subject to change. And that mind would only be consistent with the concept of God. So the laws of logic, which you use, which is fine, which is great, are the explanation, and the most sufficient explanation for where these laws of logic come from would be God. Otherwise, you're just going to be inconsistent with your own worldview.
But how would I be inconsistent in, let's say, positing? Well, I'm not going to make a positive claim here. Well, let's say that they were just a part of the nature of the universe, in the same way that a Christian would say, well, the laws of logic are just an expression of the nature of God.
Because when I ask you for the grounding of these laws, you start to use explanations that you yourself would not accept if I was to use the same method to explain God. So if you were to ask me well, why should I believe in God? Well, because of reality. Everything in reality just makes sense for there to be one creator, which I agree, which I believe in that, right? And then you're just well, what's the evidence for that this has to be one creator? Well, it's just, what if I told you we haven't found anything to observe, not enough sense data yet, in order to prove that could just explain why I can't give you evidence? Would that be sufficient for you to then start accepting the belief of God? If I tell you I don't have an explanation, but I believe that there is going to be one, or there just hasn't been one yet.
Yeah, well, no, that would not make me
okay then
the belief.
Good, but it's acceptable for you to deny the premises that I'm presenting. That's inconsistent. You're being arbitrary as to what you're going to decide to accept and not accept.
Well, no, I'm not being arbitrary because the examples that I'm using, I'm not accepting them. I'm just use.
Okay, how about this? Only give me. I'm going to ask you what would be the sufficient explanation for where the laws of logic come from, and only use a method that you yourself would accept as reasonable. So I'm waiting. What would that be?
So first we have sense data.
Sense data. Okay, sense data for what?
For determining, like, okay, do the laws of logic apply to reality? Have we observed anything that would break like the laws of logic? Stuff like that.
Okay, so you can see the laws of logic being demonstrated. Okay, great. People see miracles. People see miracles happening and attribute it to God. Okay, great. Now what?
No, listen. Okay. And he sounds Muslim. Why does everybody tell me I sound Muslim?
Because you do have an accent like a Muslim. That's why I asked you earlier to deny Muhammad as a prophet. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, okay, but here I'm not telling you that I observed the laws of logic. I'm telling you that I observe a reality that appears to be structured in conformity with the laws of
Somebody
logic.
who believes in God can say the same thing about God, and you wouldn't accept that. They can say, yeah, I believe that I observe a reality that can only explain there to be God. And like, for example, like myself, I could be like, well, because of the laws of logic, I know there's miracles that have happened. We have people who have testimonies of supernatural events happening, the spirits and ghosts and all those things. All of those things can be something that somebody has observed and determined that there's God, but you wouldn't accept that.
Yes, but would you agree that reality is at least structured logically?
Yes, and that's precisely why I'm asking, where did these concepts come from in order to structure the reality?
So we have at least a consensus here on both sides, okay?
Brother, you understand? Brother, no, we don't. No, we don't. I asked you about the laws of logic. You think that saying that reality is structured logically is the explanation for the laws of logic, but there's a beginning to our universe. Do you agree with that?
Actually, I cannot even claim that much.
Holy crap, dude. Dude, this is you understand that our universe is expanding, which means that there's a beginning point, meaning there's a beginning to everything. So if you listen, brother, listen. If you think time is eternal and you're not experiencing time right now in the true sense of what time is, if you're not experiencing a sequence of events of like a chain of events going in like in some sort of like consequential order, then you don't even know if you're experiencing reality in its true sense at all. So you can't even tell me what's true, you can't tell me what's up or down. You need to go look in the mirror to see if you. No, you can't. Do you believe time is eternal?
Well, again, I don't know if it is or not.
Exactly. Again, exactly. What would be the assumption that what would be the reason for me to accept that time is eternal? What would be the reason for that?
Okay, so I don't know exactly what would be the reason, but
okay, so then why? So okay, so if the only way for you to deny that the universe does not have a beginning or not know is to be open to the possibility of like time being eternal.
Yes, and I am open to that possibility.
Why?
Why? Because it's a possibility.
No, I don't. How is it a possibility? Tell me how it is.
Okay, if we live in an like infinitely cyclical universe where it's like, well, after the heat death, we're gonna have another big bang, and then after death, universe has a heat death.
I'm talking about the beginning. So that means that if it's eternal, it has no beginning. That's what eternal would mean.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you? What would be the reason for us if we experience everything with a beginning? Like if there's a beginning to a sequence of things and then there's an end. If that's how we experience our reality, what would be the reason for me to accept that there never was a beginning?
If there was like a specific law of physics that tells you, maybe everything was eternal.
Bubble, I just need to, I need to know what's the reason. Listen, I don't want to know any more hypotheticals, any more of like
It's not a
I just need you. It is a hypothetical. I just want to
It's
know
not.
what would be the reason for me to accept. What's the motivation for me to accept the possibility of there being no beginning?
Energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
Yeah. Okay. All right, brother. Have a good day, man. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. All right. Have a good day, brother. Holy crap, dude. Thanks for coming. Agnostics are the most cooked people out there, period. That's why my wife doesn't talk to them. Anyways, man, thank you everybody for showing up. Number one, just want to give a special shout out and promo to my beautiful, amazing, gorgeous wife and queen. Peace Apologetics. Make sure you guys go sub to your YouTube. We are filming something, I think hopefully today. And if I have time tonight, I'll finish it. If not tomorrow, her content dropping for YouTube. So make sure you guys subscribe to her YouTube. I'm really, really excited about what's about to happen with her channel. We are starting to really, I'm starting to understand how to really expose her gifts and and I'm excited to use them to grow her channel. And it's going to be very, very edifying for you guys, like a completely different flavor. And it's going to be very, very educational for you guys. We're starting off kind of like just a little glimpse of what's to come. And then we got some more things coming. In fact, I think we have a planned shoot for another piece of content this week. So very, very excited for what we're going to do. It's just going to get better and better. So make sure you guys go sub to the YT. It's her link is tagged in the description. Make sure you go follow her on TikTok as well. Peace Apologetics. So appreciate that. Go show her some love. Shout out to everybody coming in. Thank you guys for tapping the screen. We're at 15,000 likes already. So thank you everybody on TikTok for tapping the screen. Really appreciate it. Let's move on to the next guest. Move on. SK Spirit. SK Spirit is loading, but not there. All right. Shout out to El Jefe, my mod. Thank you so much, brother. Johannes de Kufar. Shout out to you, brother. Good to see you. Clyde, / AKA Enigma. Shalom, Habibi. Third Jihad. Masha'Allah, Habibi. Welcome. Good morning. I'm going to finish saying good morning to everybody else. Psalm 7:11. What's up?
Greetings. What? How you doing, bro?
Are you Christian?
What's this about, bro? You got the holy, what is that? Bible and what's this about, bro?
What does it look like, brother? You know how to read?
Yeah, but I'm asking you.
What you asking?
What you want to talk about?
What do you want? Like, do you not understand what you're reading, or I'm trying to understand your confusion because it seems pretty obvious to me, at least. I don't know. So I'm just trying to help you, brother. What are you confused about? Maybe I can help you.
I'm not confused, bro.
Okay, you're not confused. So then you know. So then you know what this is about. Then.
No, I want to know what is it about. Like,
what does it look like?
Christianity and Trinity. What's that?
You don't know. You don't know what Christianity or Trinity is?
No,
you don't. Okay. So Christianity would be the religion that your username comes from.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know the book of Psalms?
Yeah.
Yeah, that comes from a Christian book.
Christian book?
Yeah. Interesting, right?
It don't
Crazy.
come from a Christian book.
Oh, okay. What book does it come from?
It comes from the Holy Scriptures, the Holy Scriptures that we got for our learning. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And what do you believe in?
I believe in holiness. Jesus Christ is
what does holy
Almighty.
mean? Huh? What does holy mean? Yeah.
Ooh, holiness is being sanctified unto the Lord. So we
all right, bro. Have a good day, man. Have a good day, bro. You're like on DRUGS, bro. Question on YouTube. What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
Do you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's up?
Nothing, man. And you?
Good, bro. What's up? I saw you come up. I know I promised you I was gonna let you up because we ran out of time yesterday. So, and this guy was a weirdo.
Yeah, I forgot initially because you made a question yesterday to one of your viewers or a person who came up live, but I forgot that. So if you don't mind, I will ask something different.
Sure.
Is God triune?
Yes.
Is each person of the Trinity God?
Yes.
Then that would follow that each person has to be triune for them to be God.
Negative. Because when we're describing triune, God being triune, we're talking about two categories. We're talking about God, who God is, and what God is. And between the two, there's 3 in 1. So when we're talking about each person being God, we're talking about 3 who's that are going to be the same what. It's precisely where the word triune comes from.
But when you say they are the same what, and the what is triune, then they have necessarily to be triune.
When I was saying that God is triune, I'm talking about 2 categories in one. Triune is just a description of 2 categories, the who and the what of God, which I think you would believe God is a who and he's a what. Would you agree with that?
Okay.
Yes or no? I don't know.
No, let's say okay, I agree with that.
Okay. So do you believe who and what are going to be the same thing? Identical?
No.
Okay.
But
So
I
when
don't claim that the who is the what, because this is the difference then.
listen closely, brother. So when we say God is triune, tri would be 3 and then un would be 1. We're saying that God is 3 who's and 1 what. We're not saying that triune is a property of your whatness. It's not what we're saying. That's what you're trying to conflate here. You're trying to say, well, you said God is triune. So that means each person is triune. Triune is not a property of whatness. It's a description of 2 categories.
Then the other question would be, do each person share the same nature?
Yes.
But the persons, for example, the Father begets and the Son is begotten. There is a difference between them. So my question would be, how can they have the same nature and still differ in their nature?
Because we don't believe they differ in their nature. We believe they're different, brother.
But I would assume that that's the case, because if you're the one who begets...
I love how people ask me questions, and when I'm in the middle of answering their question, people jump in and act like I'm not answering their question, like I wasn't just talking. I love when people do that. So fun. Brother, the reason why we believe, we do agree that because the Son's begotten and the Father begets, and there's a difference there, we believe that's precisely the reason of what makes them distinct in person, not in nature. So
but
when we're saying
the nature of the person. Sorry, I thought you made this.
I did pause there. So when we say unbegotten, begotten, or spirating, those are properties of the person, not the nature. Now I'm done.
But still, the nature of the person will include that the one begets and the other is begotten. So no, brother, I don't see how you solve this. But whatever, I can go to the next question.
No, we're not. We don't have to move from there. You would need to tell me where we distinguish that being begotten is going to be a property of his nature. Where do you get this from our doctrine?
Because we don't not from the doctrine. I'm saying that will logically necessarily follow.
Okay, why?
His nature has to be begot for the Son to be begotten, and
why?
And that
why?
And that's
why?
Because otherwise he wouldn't be begotten.
What?
Brother, okay, you want to tell me?
All you're saying is being begotten has to come from his nature. Otherwise, he wouldn't be begotten. Brother, what's the argument?
What he is.
Question. When you say something, you make a claim, you got to be able to back it up logically. There has to be some sort of premises that you need to present. You don't need to do it formally. It could be informal, but you need to give some sort of logical reasoning for your claim. You can't just make a claim and just be like, this just because it is. Like, no one's going to take you serious.
I don't
So,
believe that I
so
did that.
you're saying begotten has to come from his nature. Why? What's the motivation for this?
Because this is what the Son is, and the nature is the what.
We don't. Being begotten is a property of his who. That's who he is. It's a relational thing. It's not something that is it's not a property of his nature. So once again, like that's what I'm saying. Like we don't like that's not even what we believe as Trinitarians. We believe that the property of begottenness is a relational thing to the Father. That's in relation to who he is, not what he is. So that's what I'm saying. What's the motivation that this is a property of his nature? That's what I'm waiting for.
That's my point. For him to
Oh my God.
for him to be who he is, that is what it makes him, and so it would be the part
Right.
of the nature.
Okay, right. So to be who you are, right, that's going to be a property of your nature, is what you're saying.
Yes, for me to be me,
Mhm.
whatever I am, it has to be essential. I can't be me without, for example, changing something essential.
Yeah.
What makes me me?
Yeah. What makes you you? What makes you you? Tell me.
From my worldview,
Obviously, that's the worldview you're arguing from. So what makes you you? Go ahead.
I would say the soul necessarily.
The soul.
Yes,
I have
the
a soul.
human soul, to be
I
more
have,
specific.
I have a soul. Am I you?
No,
Okay. So that doesn't tell us anything about who you are. So what makes you you?
my
Hello?
my
What
different.
makes you you? What makes you you? We're waiting.
So you would make the claim. Okay, so you
Don't
would
ask
make the
me a
point.
question. Answer mine. What makes you you? You seem to have the full understanding in your worldview of what makes you you. You're digging your heels on this, and you're saying this has to be of the nature. So what about your nature makes you you that I don't have, by the way?
We don't share the same genetic code.
Me and you, huh?
We don't share the same genetic code.
We don't share the same genetic code. Okay, great. So that just means we're a different human, right?
Yes.
Okay. How does that make me a different who?
But that's my point. Then I will argue that would follow that it makes them 2 or 3 gods if we use the same logic.
Listen, brother, we can go to that if you want to. That's a different topic. I want you to answer me what makes you you. What
I
makes
told
you
you
who you are?
the necessary difference between you and me would then be the genetic code.
Okay, so twins that have the same genetic code are they the same who?
No, because we will believe that they have
Codes
two souls.
Genetic codes don't tell us anything, does it?
Then there is then a different
Brother, you made the claim that you understand that nature, something of nature, is going to determine who you are, or like who you are. So now you went to genetic code. So twins, identical twins who come out the womb, are they the same who because they have the same genetic code?
No, because time and space.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so time and space. So
yeah,
time
that would make them 2 beings, and would follow that your 3 persons are then 3 beings if we follow that logic.
Do you think being and who are the same thing?
No.
Okay, so they're showing me that there's 2 beings doesn't tell me how they're a different who.
The point is, if there are two beings, that necessarily follows that they have to be at least 2 different who's.
Got it. Okay, so if there's 2 different beings, you're going to say it's 2 different who's. Is that because they're in relation to each other? They're in different space and time?
Yes.
Okay, so there's going to be something relational that's going to determine different who's, right?
Yes.
Okay, so being begotten is just a relational thing. This is why we're saying that there are 2 different who's. It has nothing to do with the nature.
But you're also claiming that they are absolutely the same being, and that would then follow that for them to be the same being, they have to share absolutely everything, because otherwise it would make the claim that they are just partial, a
They would
part
have,
of the
they
same
would have,
being.
they have to share. No, not the case. Because if I show you something here, I'll show you this. All right. How many attributes do you see here of Allah?
I believe it's 19 listed.
19. Are they all distinct from each other?
Yes.
Okay. Are they going to be describing the same identical thing?
No.
No. So what
The knowledge is, for example, not the, you asked me, so the knowledge is, for example, not the power, so not the same thing in that sense.
You didn't understand my question. That was my first question. So I agree with you that they're distinct from each other. But when we say Allah has power and knowledge, which those two things are not the same thing, what is the power and the knowledge a descriptor of?
I don't understand the question.
Brother, when we say Allah has power and Allah has knowledge, are we predicating the power and the knowledge to the same thing?
Yes.
Thank you. So power is predicated to Allah and knowledge is predicated to Allah, the same identical thing. But those two things are not identical to each other. So does that make them parts?
No.
Okay. So same way that we would say that the persons are going to be predicated as God because they share the same one divine nature doesn't necessarily mean that the persons are parts. Just
okay, I understand your point.
Thank you.
But the issue is, just because they are not parts, that doesn't mean that each attribute is fully Allah. But you're claiming that each person is fully God or the same being.
Each attribute is Allah? You don't think they're identical to Allah? You don't think each attribute is identical to Allah and His nature?
I'm not saying that just all powerful, that in isolation, only that is Allah.
So Allah is made up in like percentages? Like you have built Him up?
No, like my consciousness, for intellect, and I have a will. My will is not my intellect, but they are still not part, because you can't cut consciousness.
You are made of parts.
No, so my consciousness. I'm talking about consciousness.
Okay, your consciousness, but your consciousness comes from parts.
Doesn't matter from what it comes. The difference is, just because my intellect is not my will, that doesn't follow that they are part of consciousness.
An analogy of yourself, and you are not an eternal being. You're made of parts. You're trying to use yourself as an explanation.
No, consciousness, not myself. There is a difference between me and consciousness.
Is consciousness God?
No, I didn't claim that. I made an analogy.
Okay, so how is consciousness going to be analogous to an eternal being?
Like I told you, for example, being all-knowing is different from the knowledge is different from the power, but they are not like parts of God. Likewise, my intellect and my will, they are not the same thing, but they are not part of my consciousness.
Oh, okay, bro. Good. And the persons are going to be predicated as the same nature, to the same nature, but it's not parts of God. Okay, now where do we go?
But you're claiming they are the whole being.
Brother, I don't believe
they're the same being.
Yeah, identical. Yes, just like you believe.
But we don't claim that they are in that sense identical.
Just like you believe that the attributes are going to be describing the same identical being.
Yes, but we don't claim that the attributes itself is, for example, we don't believe then that the knowledge is automatically then the power, the love, and whatever. But you're claiming that to the persons.
Brother, do you think, is Allah's nature made up of parts?
No.
Is it divinely simple?
What does that mean?
It means that it's just one. There's no division.
Allah's being, yes, is one.
Okay. In Allah's being, does He have knowledge and power?
Yes, but the knowledge is not the power. And He doesn't possess the power.
I know that, but the knowledge is going to be His being, His nature.
Yes, but the point I'm pointing out that when it comes to the person, you're saying that each person is then has the knowledge.
valid. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to start dropping you. Like if you don't like let me like walk through this whole this line of
No,
reasoning.
you asked me. I tried to explain where the difference is.
I'm gonna let another guest up. Have a good day, bro. I can't because I'm gonna start crashing out. All right. Tap the screen, guys. I just there's only so much I can talk about like stupid. Like it's just crazy. All right. Tap the screen, guys. Like the live. I don't know why Christians are requesting up.
Yeah, I have a question.
What's up?
Yeah, you're Orthodox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm an inquirer. I'm learning about the faith. Do you know where I could because I've looked it up a bunch. I can't find anywhere. Do you know where I could study the 7 ecumenical councils?
Just
quick
Google it,
question.
brother. You'll find it on New Advent.
Yeah, Advent. That's a website, right?
New Advent. Yeah, it's a Catholic website,
Okay.
but they have it on there. You can read the councils there.
All right, and then one last thing. Is there any theological book you could recommend for because I want to get into debating and stuff when I'm older? Is there any books you'd recommend?
Why do you want to go into debating?
It's just something I enjoy. One of the things is I enjoy it, and I would like to, maybe if I'm older, I could bring people to Christ, maybe through argumentation.
Yeah, brother. Debating is a calling, man. So what I would recommend, I'm not saying don't debate, just what I would recommend if you're serious about becoming Orthodox, then just focus on becoming an Orthodox Christian. Start going to church. Do you go to church?
That's why I asked for the ecumenical councils, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. You can read the ecumenical councils. Like you don't need to read the ecumenical councils to be Orthodox. Like most Orthodox people have never read the ecumenical councils.
I just wanted a deeper understanding of the faith. That's my main thing.
Did you hear what I said? I said most Orthodox Christians have never read the councils.
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay. So that means you don't need the ecumenical councils in order for you to have a deeper understanding of the faith. The faith is not something you just read the book and you have knowledge and then now you have a deeper walk with Christ. It just, and I'm not saying knowledge doesn't help with that, but it's not how it works. Orthodoxy is a lifestyle and an application that you do in your life. So do you go to liturgy?
I can't.
Okay. No worries. I understand. If you can't, then when can you? Let me ask you that.
I couldn't go right now. It's maybe when I get my license, I could go, but I don't,
Okay. All right. So what I would recommend is join my Discord. Are you in my Discord?
No, what is it?
Okay. Just go to my link, go to my bio, hit the link tree, first link, just join the Discord or add me as a friend, bear the image, and I'll send you the link. Okay. And then what you'll do is you go into Discord and I have a Bible study that I do. I do Q&A sometimes. There's other people you can talk to about this stuff. Okay. So you can start to learn a little bit more about the faith. All right. But to be a debater, and if you want to be Orthodox and debate, you need to become Orthodox first and apply it in your life first. So you need to go through what the faith is, how to apply it. You can learn how to apply certain things in your life now. There's prayers that we do daily in the morning, afternoon, evening.
Yeah. I have because I can't buy them right now, but I have certain prayer.
You can exactly.
memorize.
You can get those apps and you can start to. I'll send you an app that you can do that you can do daily prayers on. Okay. There's fasting. Like right now, we're in a period of fasting for the Dormition of Mary. So if you start to apply these things in your life, then you will start to get a deeper understanding of your faith. And then you can also start to read things like the ecumenical councils. You can start reading things like St. Athanasius on the Incarnation, which I recommend to start first with church fathers. And then you can move on to St. John of Damascus, and then you'll have a better understanding of these things. Okay. But I would not recommend people, and I'm not telling people what to do. It's just my recommendation if someone asks. I don't recommend you diving into the knowledge of our theology without applying the theology first in your life.
No, yeah, I do try to. I'm not going to say that I'm good at it or anything.
I'm not good at, I'm terrible at it.
I'm still learning even the basics.
Brother, I'm terrible at it. I'm not saying apply it in your life and become a saint, okay, or a monk, okay. I'm terrible at it, but at least what I would say is, if you're trying and you're pursuing it, no matter how bad you're at it, you're doing at it, it's better than not. So at least move towards that direction, and then you can start to read into, while you're doing that, then you can start to learn a little bit more about our theology. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you for the help.
All right, bro. See you later, bro. What is this weirdo requesting up for? All right, guys, while we're at it, tap the screen. Let's get to 50,000 likes. Also, if you go to any one of my videos, go to the caption. My beautiful, amazing, gorgeous queen is tagged in every one of my videos. Make sure you hit her a follow on TikTok. We are going back home next week, which means you start to see more peace lives on TikTok. Maybe not right away, because we had a lot of unpacking to do, and it's going to be a transition the next 2 weeks. But us being back home next week is going to tell you that things are going to get back onto the routine a little bit more. So really excited about that. We're ready to go home and ready to go and enjoy our beautiful abode that we are blessed with. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to the YT, because like I said, content coming very soon. It's going to be more regular as well and for her channel. And I'm really, really excited about that, because we've been long anticipating this stuff. It's taken the stuff that you guys helped us get, equipment and everything. We're utilizing all of this. I've been learning how to just learn how to edit. I have to become an editor, like a filmer, like a filmmaker. It's been taking me a minute, but I'm figuring it out and I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I'm enjoying it. And the part that I'm enjoying the most is that I get to use this on my wife, and being able to utilize her gifts and what she is going to bring to the table. So I'm super stoked on it. And so I can't wait. I'm really, really excited. I can't wait to drop the first one. And I can't wait to do the second video, because the second video I think is going to be amazing. I think it's just going to level up every single time. So W edits, they've been getting better. Thank you, Grafted. Appreciate that, because I know your edits are pretty good. Glad to see you up your game. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I've been working, bro. People think that just because they don't hear from me and stuff like that, I'm not working in the background. I'm working on life, because there's a lot of work to be done in my life. And I'm working on the channel too, the growth, because we got some goals to make. Man, I hate to restart the live, but I may need to, guys. I know you guys have been doing amazing with the likes, so it's not your fault. Not sure. I think right now, put a 1 in the chat if you think I should restart. Put a 2 if you're like, damn it, I've been liking this live so much, I don't want you to restart. Let me know. I want to see how you guys feel, because I know you guys, it's not your guys' fault today with the likes. So you guys you said 2, don't restart. Okay, cool. I'm gonna change the prompt. I'm gonna change the prompt. You think it's just a slow morning? Yeah, probably is. Here, let me go back to the OG. It's been a slow week for me, period. It picks up a little bit later, or it's been picking up like in the tail end of the live or whatever, but it's been my views have been low. I'm not as famous anymore, Couple months back, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, Bear is top tier. He's famous." Right? I'm not famous anymore because I'm not doing anyways, I won't say anything. Yeah, it starts slow, but then it picks up later. And then once it picks up, I gotta go because I got work to do, Thank you, Berlin. He said, I'm starting 5. Let's go, man. I'm on somebody starting 5. I feel like everybody forgets about little old Bear, but that's good because we doing stuff on the back end, bro. We're doing stuff on the back end to really, really make this thing happen. Bear the Image, please pray for me, brother. Just found out I'm losing my job because they're offshoring it to Colombia. No worries, brother. I'll definitely be praying for you, brother. Those damn Colombians, bro. They'll be causing problems. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? The Snowman Dilemma got a bunch of Muslims riled up. That's right, bro. The Snowman Dilemma is undefeated. You know? Undefeated. Undefeated. All right, guys. Tap the screen. By the way, we did the Matthew Bible study last night. I had to go back to another chapter that we had missed. I think there was a week because I was looking at my notes. I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to cover this. So I kind of went backwards to go forward. But we are only a couple of weeks away from ending the Matthew Bible study. If you guys want to be a part of it, just go ahead and join the Discord. But we're only a couple of weeks away from ending it. Very, very excited about taking a break from it because it does take a lot of time out of my day. But I really, really have enjoyed the journey that we've been on since we started. Thank you for all of the regulars that come on a regular basis. So we got another 2 weeks left of doing it, and then we're gonna move on to another book. I'm gonna talk to my wife of what book I should do. The next Bible study won't be as long as this one. Okay, it's gonna be shorter, for sure. But I am gonna take a couple months break. You know, I might even, if I start something, it'll be in a couple months. At the latest, the beginning of next year. So at the latest. So I'll keep you guys in a heads up on how we're gonna do that. But really, really excited. Snowman Dilemma is what happens when you have to get elementary with adult Muslims to understand something not that hard to get. Exactly right. How can 3 be 1? How can 3 be 1? I don't understand. Help me understand this contradiction. That's a contradiction. So how can 3 be 1? No understand. But then you show the Snowman Dilemma, like, but that's not God though. That's not God. It could be 3. And for us, we could be 3 and 1, but that's not God. That's not God though. That's not God. It's so crazy. It's so crazy how that happens. How quickly they move away. How quickly they'll say, they'll do some sort of thing. Well, it's not this and not that, but don't have no actual explanation as to why this or that. It's insane. It's a contradiction. 3 and 1 is contradiction. That's what it is. You think the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, same God, and they're the same person. That's contradiction. That's contradiction. Habibi, the Trinity don't make sense. Have you guys noticed that, like, when the majority of the people that come up and say that the Trinity is not logical, if I were to stop, and I don't do this on purpose because it would throw off the whole conversation, but if I just stop them on the track and say, before we move forward, explain to me what the Trinity is, do you know that I would venture to say 9 out of 10 people, and I think that's even being generous, okay? 9 out of 10 people are going to say it wrong. They're not actually going to explain the Trinity correctly. They're just not. Hey, thank you, your favorite Arab. Thank you so much, brother, for the 5 gifted memberships. As always, brother.
The best morning live.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you and all the support you give. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you so much, man. Thank you. Looks like we had guests. What's up, Officer 4 JC9? Oh, Jerry. Hello, Jerry. Jerry, you are live on stage. Officer Jerry. Calling Officer Jerry. Officer Jerry. Can you hear me, brother? Officer Jerry. Officer Jerry. Calling all officers. Calling all cars. Do you hear me, brother? You are live on TikTok. Officer Jerry. Are you reporting for duty, brother? Going once. Going twice. Officer Jerry, do you hear me? And you're gone. You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. Officer Jerry's on duty, bro. Listening to the apologetics. You know. I need to pull over. Everybody thought that was the freaking cops pulling them over. All of y'all commuting to work. Crazy, man. Yeah, Officer bro, we got police officers, bro, listening to me talk to these moot manoons, man, while on duty. Loudspeaker. Bro, you know what I mean? Can Jerry please report to the office? Yeah, exactly. Bro, everybody knows that sound, bro, is like somebody's in trouble. Either the cops or you were being called to the office, bro. Or if you heard your name on one of them little announcer things, you know you was going home early. You know, mom and dad came to pick you up or something to bring you to the doctors, the dentist, you know? You feel me? He said Officer Jerry on some donuts, right? Officer Jerry's on duty right now, chilling. He had a long night. He probably had a couple of domestic calls, some idiot trespassing, and some hobo disturbing the peace. And he's just like having one of his like breather little coffee donut. And like, I got an hour before I go home and sleep for the rest of the day. Let me hear Bear talk to some moot manoons. Your favorite Arab, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the... Oh, crap. I got the Allah voice. My bad, guys. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted.
The best morning.
Thank you for the
live.
5 gifted. I know your favorite Arab is like, holy crap, he got possessed, bro, by Allah. That's crazy. Man. All right, we got a guest. Mia, yeah, Hans always going for 2 for 2. What's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18? All right, you don't sound like you sound like you're a little that kid, man. I hate it because I don't have no guests, but whatever. I can't. Yeah, I know. Like, I sound like I got possessed for a second, bro. I pressed the button where usually the siren is, but I forgot that I switched over to little voice effects. And yeah, bro, I turned into Allah real quick. That was crazy. Please don't speak to me in a devil voice, right? I know, bro. I know you thought, you know, I converted to Islam for a second when I spoke that way. Okay. I know I scared you, but it's just the sound effect, guys. Okay. It's part of the soundboard. Allah did not take over this kuffar right here. He did not. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said he was about to take Shahada. He said, man, I know that voice. This sounds like Allah. If Bear sounds like Allah, I will take my Shahada. Oh, man. Shout out to all of you guys, man. Appreciate the 51,000 likes. Let's keep tapping the screen. Slow morning. I think we need to do a restart, guys. I'll be honest. I in my experience of doing this, if I do a quick restart on TikTok, you're going to see the views blow up. But it's usually the right time to do that. So I know a lot of you guys don't want me to do it, you know, but in my experience, my TikTok experience is telling me do the quick restart. Come back in like 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. You guys stay put on YouTube, though. You guys don't go nowhere. You don't go nowhere in YouTube. All right, let's go. Like we never left. We back TikTok like we never freaking left. It never left. We got 0 likes, but that's okay. You know? Bear struggling for the views because I'm not famous. I don't got clout like that. Okay? I got to fight for my clout. Got to fight for it. All right? Nobody cares about little old Bear over here in the corner in the morning lives no more. They're like, you know, he's debated everybody already. When I say everybody, all the wanderers on TikTok. That's what I'm talking about. You know, all the little wandering people that hop up on panels. What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I just have a few questions. So
What faith are you?
I'm a Muslim.
Okay. What's your question?
So if you, for example, know the truth, the knowledge of Jesus dying for you has come to you, and then you later on sin, according to Hebrews, does that the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross, is that null and void?
No. What Hebrews is talking about is apostasy. Somebody just completely walking away from the church and the faith.
How do you know that it's about apostasy?
Because when you keep reading, well, first of all, he's talking about people taking the sacraments or receiving the sacraments. And then when we're talking about, thank you, your favorite Arab, for 5 more gifted. Thank you, brother. I got you in a second. My bad. Yeah, and because of we know from the church fathers that whenever we're talking about like losing your salvation like this is just completely walking away from the faith.
Okay. My next question would be, what's the? You make a cumulative case about Jesus being God, right, in the Bible?
Yes.
Can you just give me one instance where Jesus, according to you, seems to be God, like the biggest piece of evidence in the Bible?
Okay. I have no problem showing you this. If I show you this, though, what does it prove? Because I don't think you would accept it, right? You don't take the source. You don't take the Bible as being a reliable source, right?
Of course, it's a reliable source of history. Yeah.
Okay, so you do take it as a reliable source?
Bear, we generally confirm it, man.
What?
That's not the point, though.
I don't know what that means. No, my point is, if I were to show you that let's say him claiming to be God, you would just then deny this as being reliable, right?
No, I'm not denying anything. I'm asking questions.
But you would. That's going to be your response. You're just going to deny it. If there's somewhere in the Bible where Jesus claims to be God, does that make him God in your worldview?
Of course not.
Okay, so what's the point of me showing you this? What is this going to prove? Like, what argument are you presenting? An argument, or are you just?
No, as I said, I just want to hear why you personally think that Jesus is God.
Well,
and
because
yeah.
the Bible makes a claim that he is God. Do you believe that or not?
It doesn't matter what I believe.
Oh my God, dude! Like, for example, brother, look, I believe your book makes the claim that there's one God and the final prophet is Muhammad. Okay, I believe that. I believe that your book says that. Now, do I believe that you follow the one creator? And do I believe Muhammad's a prophet? No, I don't. But I do believe your book says that, right? Do you believe my book says that Jesus is God?
Well, I don't know yet, so that's why I asked you.
Oh my God, dude. Okay. Revelation chapter 1, verse 17 and 18. He claims to be the first and the last. That's a divine claim. Okay, now what? Now where do we go?
Okay. Do you have another one?
Why? Why do I need to go to another one?
No, I'm asking you. I don't.
Yeah, there's plenty, but I feel like I'm wasting my time already with just one verse. What does this prove? He claims to be the first and the last. It's a divine claim. It's shirk in your belief. Now what?
Okay. Let me refine my question.
Oh my God. I've been asking you to refine your question this whole time, but you wanted to be hard-headed for me to give you a verse, and now you're seeing why. This is a waste of time.
Okay.
What's your argument?
Okay, should I leave?
No, what's your argument, dude? Like, what's the point of this?
I'm not here, dude. As I said in the beginning, I'm not attacking you. I'm not making arguments.
Okay.
I'm actually just trying to see why you believe that.
Okay, good. Yeah. So he claims to be the first and last. That's why I believe it. All right, now what?
Okay, I'm gonna refine my question again.
Okay.
Where, let's say, in the Gospel of John, is he God?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's God. Mm-hmm.
I said where?
Oh, where? Yeah. I mean, when he claims to be the I am, when John says that he's the Word and the Word is God, Yeah, those are pretty
Okay, so
pretty
John,
evident.
John 8:58, and what's the other one?
John 1 verse 1 through 3.
In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Now what?
cool.
You knew these verses
So-
already, so
Yeah, I was a Christian too. I know all the verses.
then why did you ask me this?
Just to see, bro. Like,
Just to see what? If you knew these answers already, to see what? What are you seeing?
maybe you like have some new arguments or some.
Why would I have new arguments if these haven't even been defeated?
I mean, these are washed, man.
They're what, brother? You think religious arguments are something that are going to be in it, like start changing every year or something?
No, it's like washed because it's repeated many times. It's not that the argument is bad. It's just that it's repeated so many times. Like a
What,
good
you
song.
thought
that
there
is
was going to be?
repeated.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I mean, you thought there was going to be like an update on the Quran or the Bible or anything like that?
No, of course not. But
All right, then, bro. All right, bro. So look, you asked me a question. You said you were a Christian. You knew all these verses already. What?
yeah,
What did this do? What did we accomplish here today?
I mean, I got my answers. I don't know about you.
What does that accomplish? That's what I'm asking. What did you learn new?
I learned that there's no new arguments. I mean,
Okay, good. And now what does that do for you?
now,
Brother, I think what's going on is that you actually were coming here to actually I think this is what happened in the conversation. I think you came here with the whole thing of I'm just here to learn and see. And because I was pressing you on because I didn't believe you that you're going to present some sort of argument, because I started pressing you on that, it would seem like if you did bring an argument that I was right. So therefore you stuck onto the whole, well, I'm just here to learn thing. And then when I gave you what you wanted, now you can't actually go where you wanted to go, because if you did, I'm going to say, aha, I knew it. I knew you were bringing an argument, and then that would make me look right. I think that's what's going on here. So you're just sitting here looking dumb because you couldn't do what you wanted to do.
trust me, dude. I'll swear on my own faith. Wallahi, I just came to ask questions.
Okay. All right, bro. Have a good day. All right. He just came to ask questions, guys. That's it. He's just here to learn. Ask questions that he already knew the answer to. Hey, what's 1 plus 1? I'm just trying to learn math. Hey, guest, I'm just trying to learn math right now. What's 1 plus 1? Hello, guest. I'm trying to learn math. What's 1 plus 1?
You talk bad. Jesus is God.
Hey,
not
hello.
Allah.
Hello. Maybe I shouldn't be
Allah
asking
is
you.
better.
I'm trying to learn math. What's 1 plus 1?
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu
Here, I'm gonna do the shahada for you, brother. Okay. Imagine asking that guy for a math problem. Holy crap, dude. That guy sounds like an absolute bot. Absolute bot. What are you doing? Oh man, I think my wife was just filming me being an idiot. Because I heard you. Oh man, I just let 2 people up. Holy crap. Did you see and bang? Wow, these are great names. Did you see that? Oh, you didn't. What faith are you?
Humanity.
Humanity. Okay, great.
I'm Christian.
Oh, okay, Habibi. Thank you for coming, Habibi.
There.
All right. Bang! What faith are you?
I'm Muslim.
All right, Habibi.
Are you familiar with the argument from indexical knowledge?
Yes.
So what's your contention on it?
That when well, just bring the argument. I'm not gonna make the argument for you, bro. What the hell?
Omniscience, they require indexical knowledge. Do you agree with that?
You need to elaborate further, brother.
Omniscience requires indexical knowledge, meaning if you're all-knowing, then you would know all the facts in reference to yourself. AKA, if the Father is omniscient, he would know his first person knowledge about himself, like I am the Father. Okay.
Okay.
Do you accept that?
Sure.
Okay. Do you believe the Trinity possesses the same mind and knowledge?
That's correct.
Okay. But if omniscience requires first indexical knowledge, and the Son and the Father don't have the same indexical knowledge to themselves, then therefore they can't have the same mind because they have different knowledge from each other.
Yeah. In the same mind, it's going to when we're doing the different propositions that are going to have be indexed to a different person, it's going to be the same facts, but it's just going to be distinct to the person. So that doesn't necessarily mean
is I am the Father the same fact to the Son?
If I am the Father and then the Son says I am not the Father, that's going to be the same fact.
No, that's not what I asked. Does the Son know I am the Father to himself?
No, because in relation,
Okay, so that's a distinct knowledge then.
no, that wouldn't be a distinct knowledge because because it's going to be distinct to the person. So the knowledge and the mind, the faculty of the mind that's retaining the knowledge, it's going to be through the person, and the knowledge is going to be distinct to the person. That doesn't necessarily mean.
There you go. You just conceded.
What did I concede?
Yeah, you conceded that it's going to be through different persons.
Right. So, but that doesn't mean that the knowledge changed. The facts didn't change. Reality didn't change.
I didn't say anything about changing. I said there's
right.
distinctions.
So
there's
distinctions.
Okay, distinctions doesn't require
the
change,
fact.
Right? So
It's still the same fact. So when we're talking about, when we're indexing the fact as to who the Father is, the Son is going to say, I am not the Father. And then the Father is going to say, I am the Father. The fact doesn't change. It's just what the knowledge is being indexed to.
Is I am the Father and I'm not the Father identical?
If it is the identical knowledge, if one is going to be predicated to this, is going to be the Son saying, I am not the Father. And one is going to be the Father. I'm qualifying my answer. So the knowledge is going to be brother, chill. The knowledge is going to be the same, but it's going to be indexed to a distinct person because it's going to be the person with the knowledge. It's not different though.
The fact that it's indexed to a different person entails a different knowledge about
no, it doesn't.
themselves. If the Father says,
that's begging the question.
The Father says, I'm the Father, and that's true of himself because he knows that he's the Father. The Son cannot know that he's the Father, and you're right. Yeah, there's going to be indexed by the distinctions in personhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the indexicals themselves prove a distinction in knowledge, since the Son doesn't know that he's the Father. The statement "I am the Father" is not known for the Son. The statement "I am the Father" is known for the Father. So therefore, we would have two different indexical knowledge.
Okay, we done here? Now, the truth as to who the Father is, does it change when the Father says, I am the Father? And does it change when the Son says, I am not the Father? Does the truth as to who the Father...
What does that mean?
If you don't this is like elementary the way I'm explaining it. The truth, there's a truth to the answer of the question, who is the Father? Okay? Do you agree with this so far?
Yeah, but it's indexed to the Father.
All I need you to do is just answer my question, yes or no. Is there an answer?
I'm going to qualify that. If you're going to qualify, I'm also going to qualify.
Okay, good. Is there an answer, a truth to the answer? Is there a truth to the question, who is the Father?
No, because it's not a proposition.
All right. See you later, brother. Have a good day.
It's not a proposition.
There's no truth to there's no truthful answer to the question of who is the Father. That's what I need to start having conversations with. Okay. Have a good day, brother. So stupid. Holy crap, bro. You can't make this up. Is there a truthful answer to the question, who is the Father? No, there's not. Okay. All right, man. Have a good day. What's the point? They still think these arguments are good. Exactly, Justin. They still think this is good. So funny. And those of you that don't understand, because there's a distinction as to who's being indexed to the truth of this, okay? So if they have the same mind, they know all truths, right? But when the truth is being indexed to somebody, right, that doesn't necessarily change the truth as to what's being indexed. So if we're asking the question, who is the Father? There is a truthful answer to this question. When the Father says, I am the Father, that is true. When the Son says, I am not the Father, that is also true. But even though those two statements are different, it's still being it's just being indexed to the person and changes nothing of the truth or the knowledge of it. But he's saying because there's a distinction in those statements, that necessarily means those are two different pieces of knowledge. Not the case. You need to present an argument for that. So stupid. All right, your favorite Arab, bro. You've been going crazy, bro. We got to do a little copyright for you, gang. You already know the drill, man. Thank you, bro. Your favorite Arab, man.
Gotta buy my joint up on this.
The best morning live.
W, your favorite Arab band. W Hans in the chat,
Checking out to the moon, got shutting that nigga on my feet.
Appreciate you,
Out like
another
the room that she
5
got me playing for
gifted.
keeps. G6 and songs we take through
You already
the
know the
week.
drill, man. Allah's about to come out here in a second, man. We're going crazy on the grip.
Is you like that? Young throw selling lows, is you like that? All 24, you on go, is you like that? Never listen, is you like that?
Thank you, your favorite Arab man, aka Hans, bro. Appreciate you, man. Always showing love. We're already at 11,000 likes. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for the likes. 11,000 likes on the quick restart, man. I told you there's gonna be some guests, but unfortunately the guests weren't very smart or honest. So you know, it is what it is. There are no truths. There's no truthful answer to the question of who is the Father. None. You know what I'm saying? None. Yeah, W Hans, man. Always showing love, man. Always. All right. Is Dr. GG? Are you guys jumping this guy, or is he on the same team as us, or is he like one of them heretics y'all be debating in my comments? And I can't really tell, because usually when I see scripture starting to come out in the comments and long paragraphs, that usually means there's somebody getting jumped. You know what I'm saying? That's how, like, I know. I'm like, dang, somebody's getting a beat down right now. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, over at YT, if you a heretic in the comments, bro, they'll spot you quick and they'll give you that beat down real quick in my comments, man. Telling y'all. Hey, the real Dio with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, brother. We're going crazy with the memberships today, man.
The best morning live.
Y'all jumping? Let's go, man.
The best morning
You know how I'm
live.
coming. Monday till Sunday night, be thumbing. Got these babies with an onion and she got her own money. She say money keep her coming, but I keep
Best
them
morning
comers
live on
coming.
TikTok and YouTube, man.
Yeah, another check
Thank
again.
you, the real Dio, for 5 gifted memberships, man.
For my scenes. Yeah, my wrist cost a robbery and my earrings cost a beans. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, man. You guys are showing mad love, man. I really appreciate that. Been a slow week on some guests. So we over here just, you know, I guess I got to do I guess I got to go stir up some controversy for me to get some views, you know? To stir up some controversy, to get some debates going. You know, maybe do the snowman dilemma. Do I troll them and say Allah? Allah, we don't have free will as a Muslim. Muslims have no free will. Muslims have no free will. Allah is illogical. That was a good troll one from last year. Allah is illogical. Illogical. Maybe we got to bring some of those back. Snowman dilemma. I don't know. Because these people, the TikTok streets have been slow. If you guys got questions, you guys can put them in the comments. I'll answer some questions in the meantime. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you guys are just coming in here, because I know just did a restart. Don't forget to subscribe to my gorgeous, amazing queen's YT, because I'm working on a piece of content that's like 90% done. And inshallah, it gets done today or tomorrow. And really, 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 really excited about her page and her YouTube channel. Hey, bro. What faith are you?
Yo, so basically you're explaining something that's so useless.
Really?
God, praise to God. Yo, explain that, please.
Yeah, bro. So God exists as three persons, and the second person took on human
Why
flesh.
would God need a human?
Oh my God.
Yo, you're so crazy, by the way.
Why am I
God
crazy?
can send a person to listen. You're so crazy, by the way.
Why?
God could send a person
Mhm.
literally to save people that should like follow God, by the way. You're just saying that God
He sent them so
created
that people
himself
can
as a
follow him.
human
That's why.
just to pray for himself. You're just like put it in your head, bro. Just put it in your head.
Yeah. No, bro, you're cooking right now. Seriously. But look, let me explain, okay? God exists as three persons, and the second person took on human flesh so that he can die for your sins. But while he's a human, he prayed to the Father, who is God. And the Son is God. So it's God praying to God.
Why would he be a human?
To save you,
Why
brother.
would he be a human?
To save you. Because look, I could tell. Have you
Save
ever
us?
Yes,
You're
let me tell you.
stupid. He could have just
Hey,
said a
brother. Hey,
human.
Rex. Hold
He
on.
doesn't be happy.
Rex.
Listen,
Rex.
bro,
Rex.
it's so freaking
Look,
stupid.
hey, watch your mouth, man. What's wrong with you? I could tell you was a little
Yo,
badass
oh
little
my
kid.
God.
All right, look. When you was a little kid, you ever got spanked by your mom or your dad? Well, you still are a little kid, but
I guess.
you guess. What'd you do? What'd you do that was bad that made them spank you?
Made them bad? I don't know.
Okay. Let's just say they heard you. If they heard you use the F word just now, would they slap you right now?
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't? They let you say the F word?
Yeah, because I'm
Holy
old.
crap.
I'm a minor, bad.
You're
I'm
old.
literally a minor.
I know when you're a minor, that means you're not old. Okay. So if your parents spanked you for doing something wrong, right? When you were a little kid or something like that, when you were like a baby, I'm talking about like not even be able to talk. I know that was like 2 years ago.
Just get to
Okay.
the point, bro.
2 years
So I
ago
can
when you were a
ask-
baby, 2 years ago when you were a baby, when you did something wrong, it's because you have a natural inclination to be rebellious. Like we can all tell you're a rebellious kid already. Okay. That is because you have a corrupted nature. Okay. The purpose of Jesus taking on his humanity is to heal that corrupted nature. But if you reject him, you won't receive the healing. That's the unfortunate part. And if you don't receive the healing and you die and you face your creator, you're going to experience a burning torture,
but you didn't
torment.
Answer my question. You didn't answer my
I did
question.
I did answer your question. It just went over your head because you're probably like 3 feet tall.
No, you didn't. Like, bro, why would God send a God? You're just like, oh my God. Just put it in your
save
head,
him.
bro.
I'm putting in my head, and it was
save
to
him?
yes
To save him?
Do you believe God
created himself as a human to save him? You're just
Why is
you're
that?
just,
Why is that
oh my
stupid? Go ahead.
God.
Why is that stupid? Instead of saying "Oh my God," why is that stupid?
Because he could have just said a human, like another person. Why would he send
He-
himself?
The Father sent the Son.
The Father sent a Son.
Yes,
How is Son is a God and Father is a God? That's like two gods.
because they share the same nature.
They say the same nature. You just said he sent his Son.
Right. That's a person. That's a different person, not different.
So-
not with a different nature.
Wait, his Son. So God has a mother.
When he took on flesh, yeah, he was born of the Virgin Mary.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yo.
What's wrong with
That's
you're
so
saying?
crazy.
So Rex, listen. You're saying, "Oh my
So,
God."
Look.
Look.
You're saying
Hey, brother,
No,
listen.
no,
let me
no,
let me
I'm
talk.
answering your
Hey,
question.
brother, listen. Let me talk to you in a voice that you understand, okay?
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Is that supposed to be cool? It's just some voice mod, by the way.
Oh, this is the
I'm
voice.
just getting on my
This is the
PC
voice
reader,
of
so
your
easy.
Allah. This is the voice of your Allah. Bow down to me, Habibi.
Yo, is that the father of yours?
No,
Pray
this
to
is the
him,
Father.
God,
I am
Son,
your
that's a
Father,
praying.
Satan,
Literally,
aka
it
Allah.
says in your Bible that Jesus
Oh,
went down and he
Habibi,
prays for a
Habibi,
God.
you
Are you saying that
are
it prays for a
disrespecting
father?
your God. You're going to Jahannam, Habibi.
Good shit,
You're
bro.
going
You're
to
scaring me right now. I'm
I know
gonna
you. I know you're scared. You're not supposed to be scared, Habibi. You're familiar with this voice, Habibi. But I will let you know now. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, bro. That little kid was cooking me, bro. You know what? You want to hear something funny? About that little kid and how he was arguing. That's exactly how the adults argue too. That's literally the difference is we can hear how immature he is, right? But it's literally how the other adults argue too. Oh my God, God is a human and God has a mother. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so stupid. That's the way they argue. So what we learned from this conversation is that the adults are not that much more mature than the children. Holy crap. Mr. Intergalactic Swag.
Yeah, Intergalactic Swagger 99, motherfucker.
99. I forgot the 99. My bad.
What's up, man? How's your day today, bro?
Doing great, brother. Great username. What faith are you?
Thank you. I don't know what faith I'm. I just believe in God.
What God do you believe in?
I believe in the Most High and the Abrahamic religion. So between Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, whatever God that they're referring to, is the God that I believe in.
And what
It's
book?
just all these.
What book do you read about this God?
I read about this guy in all 3 books.
Okay. All right. What's your question, bro?
It's not so much a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you do know that Allah is just a translation of God in a different language. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like this, like Christianity versus Islam shit is. I feel like because I see that Muslims believe in Jesus and it's not wrong.
Yeah. Don't believe in the same Jesus though, brother. I believe in some false non-historical Jesus.
How is it a non-historical Jesus when it's the same accounts? They just went about it from a different perspective.
Yeah. So let me give you an example. You know the guy back in the World War II days, I'm not going to say his name because you can't say it on TikTok, but he had a cool little different mustache. And
that was a pretty cool mustache.
Yeah. And he was from Germany. And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What if I told you that I believe in that guy, but he never committed those monstrosities? He was actually like a monk, and he did good things. He fed the poor. That's the person I believe in. Is that the same person historically? Would you say I believe in the same person?
So, and that was a good question, because from another perspective, you could be. With the American propaganda, most likely you're not going to believe in that.
Okay.
But if you grew up somewhere else, I can understand why you would have that narrative that you could be a good person.
Can both be true though?
Yeah, they could be.
Really? So it could be true. It could be true that this one person historically committed those monstrosities and didn't commit those monstrosities at the same time.
It's all about perception. Somebody else could have thought that the monstrosities weren't the monstrosities. See, your own.
I see.
The way that you believe.
Hey, you ever look into Scientology, bro? I think that's a good fit for you, bro. They're looking for people like you. You looked into it?
I have looked into Scientology.
Yeah, why'd you deny it?
To do with this conversation.
But why'd you deny it though? They believe in the same thing you do. Just whatever you perceive.
You see, so I see what you like to do.
I'm trying to. No. You're not. No. When somebody stops. No. But we are having a civilization. I just want to know. I just want to know why you rejected Scientology.
It was my time to talk, and now you're cutting me off.
Brother, you think you have right on this panel? You think
it was my?
You have rights on this panel, bro? You actually think like did you like come up here like read like there's like of people that come up on my panel? I'm saying like I don't understand what made you think that there was a designated time that you are demanding to have that you actually think I need to grant you. So I asked you a question. Why did you deny Scientology? Either you answer the question or kick rocks.
I was trying to answer the question, but you kept muting me and talking over me.
Answer the question.
You just
I'm
don't
waiting.
like the way that you don't like.
I'm waiting. What's the answer?
You don't like when somebody you're still not letting.
Get out of here, bro. Notice how you can't talk right now, right? You're talking and no one can hear you. You know why that is? Is because you don't have the authority, brother. You do not. And I dare you to say something in the chat. I dare you. I'll muzzle you there too. I dare you. Okay, brother? See? And the idiot said something in the chat. Wow. I wouldn't have muzzled him. So now look, I want you to think about this, Mr. Intergalactic Swagger 99. Okay? I want you to think about this. You're sitting in my live right now. You have zero power to say anything. You can yell right now. No one on this live would hear you. You can type all you want. It's not going to let you. You can leave and come back. you still won't have the ability. You can DM me, but because of the amount of followers that I have, I won't necessarily see your message. Okay? All of that happened because you were bad. You were bad. You didn't have any respect for my live or the questions that I was asking you. You just got triggered because you sensed that I sensed that you were being stupid, which you are. Okay? You ultimately believe that truth is subjective. Brother, there's no conversation with people who think the truth is subjective. None. You just go believe whatever you want to believe, because no matter what I tell you, you can just say no to for no, and have no reason to say no. You could be absurd, ridiculous, and you will have a justification for your absurdity, because in your world, there is no absurdity. Anything is possible. Anything. The H-man could have been a monk and a T person at the same time. Can you imagine that? Well, maybe from where you come from, that is who he was. What the hell? It's either he was or he wasn't. No, it could be both. Okay. All right, brother. You should look into Scientology, man. Those Scientologists, they're looking for people like you. They're actively recruiting and sifting through the crowd of the people who want to take truth as subjective, and they're going to offer you something that, you know, maybe you want. But you know what? You asked me if I was Caucasian. That's probably why you denied them. Because from my experience, at least, Scientology is a little Caucase. You feel me? He's a little on the Caucase side, on the white side. I don't know. So maybe he needs to go to like the Hebrew Israelites. That's more along the lines of what he need to do. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said Tom Cruise. Yeah, Tom Cruise is their prophet. Alayhi salam. I still get an email every couple of months from Scientology. Those Scientologists, bro. Hey. Them Scientologists, bro, they out here, bro. They're trying to get you. They're trying to snatch your children too. It's crazy, man. There's all crazy stuff happening behind the scenes over there. Sanford, thank you for the free jewels. My cat's laying on the soundboard. But thank you for the 10 jewels. Appreciate you. And then Sean32 with the super chat. I would like to see you do 1 Christian versus 10 Jews. And God bless you, Bear. Wouldn't that be dope? 1v10 Jews? Oh my gosh. I can't even get 10 Jews in a year to come up on this panel. And the Jews that want that have problems with me will never come on this panel. Never. They will never come on this panel. Never. Because the Jews that have a problem with me, they're comfortable in their little echo chamber. They're bullies in a small community. They're the top debater in their 20 people community. And they only want to debate me if I go to their little echo chamber where they can mute, they can interrupt me all they want, they can do all that, but they'll never come here where it's just going to be one-on-one, just me and you. Never do it. Never do it. Never do it. I'll go to the other platforms that are echo chambers, but at least they're not scared to, because that guy, you guys see me debate that Nazarene Remnants guy. All right, like he's like the way he puts arguments together is just incoherent. But at least he ain't scared. At least he ain't scared. He has that guy text that is annoying as hell and wants to derail the conversation. But at least he ain't scared to have a conversation, and he's not going to like immediately jump to the mute button right away. I'll give him that. But some of these other people, I went on this other Tour Observer Live last week. You guys probably didn't even see it because I lasted 5 minutes. I didn't even present my argument. I was getting muted and then dropped multiple times. And they were trying to cope the whole time. This is what kind of stupid, like they try to act like they knew what my argument was. I didn't even bring it. They try to like destroy my argument without even knowing what it is. Can you imagine think about this, guys. You have a certain argument you have that you want to present. You haven't presented it. And then people on the stage are saying how stupid your argument is. And you're hearing why. And you're like, that's not even what I was going to say. Think about that. Like from my perspective, like how dumb you look. That's not even what I was going to say. I'm not even talking about that. Crazy. Anyways, Mikey with Christ keeps requesting. I don't know why. Probably by accident. All right. Anyways, tap the screen. We got a little bit of time left. Maybe a Jew will come in here. Who knows? Maybe they will come in. Maybe not. Maybe this guy Abdullah.
What's up?
What's up? Good morning. You're Muslim?
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
All right, brother. What's up?
What's up? All right, quick question. What does the word sacrifice mean in regards to sacrificing a life or any other thing of value?
That's what it means, giving up something of value.
When you give it up, do you get that thing back?
Sometimes you can, yeah.
And what makes it a sacrifice when you receive that thing back knowingly?
I mean, you still gave up something valuable. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, if you receive it back, is that a sacrifice or is that a loan?
It could be. Depends on the situation. Yeah, it could still be a sacrifice.
Okay, so the definition of sacrifice is that you give up something and then you receive that thing back.
No, I'm just saying, even just because you sacrifice something doesn't mean you don't get it back.
Okay, give me an example.
So if I sacrifice paying rent because I invested in my business, then I get it 10 times over. That's still a sacrifice.
I don't know. You're getting something back. An investment means that you put something towards something else to get a return.
Right, but you're still making a sacrifice. Like, okay, let's say
I'll give you a better example.
Okay.
I'll give you a better example. If I see a homeless person on the street,
okay,
and I say, you know what, I have $500 in my wallet. I'm going to give that money up, and I know I'm not going to get it back. I'm doing good. I'm doing a great thing. I'm helping somebody out.
It's still a sacrifice, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Now, if I know in 3 days I'm going to get that money back, not hope, not wish, not desire. I know for sure that person's giving me my money back.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a sacrifice of other than 3 days?
Yes, because you gave up that money that you couldn't use for those 3 days.
Okay, so Jesus, when he unalived, he gave up 3 days.
Okay.
That's his sacrifice. 3 days. What else did he sacrifice besides the 3 days?
Brother, the sacrifice is the fact that he went on the cross and suffered. Like, that's not something that's not going to be returned back. He experienced it no matter what.
Okay. So in what way is something that you get given back to a sacrifice?
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah. If I know,
what did I just say? I just want to make sure you're listening. What did I just say?
You said he suffered on the cross.
That's not going to be taken back.
I see. So that's the sacrifice, not the death, the suffering.
Yes.
So he didn't unalive for your sins. That wasn't the actual sacrifice. The actual sacrifice was the suffering.
The suffering is the sacrifice. Him giving his life as a human and entering Sheol is also a sacrifice because he didn't need to do that. And that's
he didn't need to do that.
Brother, listen, Abdullah, can you do me a favor? Abdullah, can you do me a favor? Take a deep breath right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're so eager to speak when I'm speaking.
No, bro, go ahead, speak.
Okay, thank you.
But you're just saying things, and I'm
trying
to understand. I'm trying to understand what you mean when you're saying.
All right, no worries.
When you say he doesn't need something, or he didn't need to do it.
He didn't need to do it. No.
So why did he do it?
To save us.
Okay, so he couldn't save another way.
If he did, if there was another way? Okay, what would that prove?
That he's merciful. That he doesn't need a human sacrifice.
But what's the issue? Listen, even if there was a possibility of another way, what does this way? Why is this way going to be incoherent?
Because you're making someone, i.e., yourself, suffer unnecessarily. Remember, the suffering is part of the sacrifice, right? According to
hold on, brother. Listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
But why are you making the assumption is not necessary?
You just said it wasn't. You said he didn't have to do it this way.
No. What I'm saying is it's necessary for what he when he decided to do it this way. Okay, because God is not we're not necessitarians. Like, he has to do it in a certain way. Like, he works like a robot. That's what I mean. That it could have been like he didn't have to do it. He could have chose not to. But when he did choose to do it this way, the purpose of doing it this way is to display his love for us.
So he loved the world so much that even though he had another way to do it, he did it this way.
I'm just saying, even if there is a possibility of another way of doing it, why is this way incoherent? That's what I'm asking you. Because let me finish my statements, dude. This is like the third time you're jumping in when I'm talking.
You asked the question, but continue.
All right, bro. I'm gonna mute you up, okay? Just to make sure, because it's pissing me off. Yeah. So going back to it, if he chose to do it this way, and this is the way he chose to do it, even if there is a possibility of another way, what would be the incoherency of this particular way? Like, you need to present an argument towards that. That's what I'm willing to listen to. I don't care if there's 100 different possibilities. Why is this way wrong?
Okay, no problem. So it's wrong for a few reasons. Okay. One, human sacrifice, something God ever asked for or ever came to his mind.
You broke up when you were talking, so you got to say that again.
Hold on, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah, but you broke up for a second.
So human sacrifice is not something that ever came to God's mind.
According to who?
He never said, hey, I want human sacrifice.
According to who? According to who? How do you know this?
According to God, he says.
How do you know that?
That's not something that ever came to his mind.
Where?
In the Bible.
Where?
I'll show you the verse. Hold on 1 second. I'll show you the verse. Give me 1 second.
Thanks for the reminder, Dub.
Here we go. Jeremiah 19:5.
Okay, what's it read?
It says, they have built high places of Baal to burn their sons in the fire as burnt offerings to Baal, which I did not command or decree, nor did it come to my mind. So here God is.
Bro, do you know what that verse is talking about?
Yeah, it's talking about people offering their children to another god.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. That doesn't say that all human sacrifice is not something that didn't come to his mind. That's not what that means. It's talking about the specific situation. So what ended up, just to give you context of what happened in this situation. Oh my God, dude, I don't know why.
I'm gonna lose service again, and you're close to closing off your thing, right? Final question, and I'll drop.
No. Hold on, bro. I was in the middle of talking, dude.
Okay, good. You can still talk when I'm gone, though. That doesn't stop.
All right, anyways, the context of what that's being talked about is that there was a king in Israel that started worshiping Baal. Actually, it was Molech, I believe. Yeah, he started worshiping. It could have been Baal or Molech, and then they were sacrificing their firstborn sons in Gehenna, which is the valley of Hinnom. That's where we get the word hell from. That's what he's talking about. That's not something that ever came to his mind as far as what he wanted Israel to do. That doesn't prove what you were saying.
All right, that's fine. So God didn't command other people to sacrifice their children, but then he became a human sacrifice.
That's why he didn't ask for it, because it's only his son that's going to be the sufficient sacrifice.
Okay. So the only acceptable human sacrifice is Jesus.
Correct.
Got it, man. Congratulations to Christianity, man.
Guys, did he get me on that? Was that a gotcha moment? Jesus, wow, bro. Get a load of this guy. They believe that Jesus is the only sufficient human sacrifice. Oh my God. Can you believe it? Can we get some amens in the chat? Because the reason why he's the only sufficient human sacrifice is because he's God. Like, God would be the only one that's sufficient. What is that? Isaiah 59? I looked, and there is no one that fits this mold right now. No one is worthy to even do what I need them to do. So then the arm of the Lord goes. Like, bro, this is the level of intelligence of Muslims. Rabina, what's up? Rabina on YT. Hello. Welcome to the live. You need to unmute your mic. Going once. Going twice. See you later. Hello.
Hello, hi. What's up?
What's up?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I need to ask you a question.
Okay.
So I hope you can answer. So in the Gospel of Matthew 12:40, Jesus said, I do not know the exact words, but Jesus said, just like Jonah stayed in the belly of the great fish for 3 days and 3 nights, the Son of Man will also remain on the earth for 3 days and 3 nights. But we know that this didn't happen. Actually, according to the religion of Christianity, Jesus was crucified on Friday and he was resurrected on Sunday. So these were not 3 days and 3 nights at all. You people normally say that this is actually metaphorical, but actually you can consult any dictionary, and we know from the Jewish culture or even from a Hebrew language perspective that when we use the word nights along with today's, it is no more metaphorical, and it is. And also we know that Jonah stayed in the belly of the great fish for literal 3 days and 3 nights. So this is a failed prophecy.
No, because it's going to be an idiom during this time. It didn't need to fulfill exact like 24-hour periods when they said 3 days and 3 nights.
I told you that. I told you that we know Jonah stayed in the belly of the great fish for actual 3 days and 3 nights. It was not metaphorical. It was not idiomatic.
Can you show me that, please?
What?
Can you show me that Jonah meant 3 24-hour periods?
You can ask any rabbi, any scholar. We all know that.
The rabbis that deny Christ?
Yeah, you can ask anyone who knows the Old Testament and the New Testament more than you.
You're going to take from someone who denies Christ.
Yeah. Even do you friends believe that Jonah stayed in the belly of the great fish for 3 days and 3 nights?
A rabbi who denies Jesus as a prophet. Okay, can you show me, and from a source from my worldview, that's going to say that Jonah was 3 24-hour periods? I'm waiting.
We all know that, actually. I do not need to show you anything.
We all know that. Okay, so you can't show me.
Yeah, this is something very well known. And I do not think that even Christians deny it.
Well known by who?
By who? By every, you can ask any scholar, even a Christian scholar will say that.
What scholar? What Christian scholar? Who?
Any
Christian scholar. Name me one that you know would say, yeah, there's a 3 24-hour periods.
I unfortunately do not know these scholars, but
So you want me to just accept what you're saying, just without any evidence or anything, right?
Why are you saying that actually Jonah was there for less than 3 days? Who told you that?
Because we see commonly that when numbers are given in the Tanakh, they're not always going to be accurate. And it's because they're not always meant to be accurate. They're just given like summaries. Like, for example, when their census is given, like in Exodus and I think in Chronicles or Kings, when they describe like the number of soldiers, they'll be like, there was 100,000 here for this tribe, 100,000 for this tribe, 100,000. Do you understand what is the likelihood of it being exactly at 100,000 for each tribe? Like the likelihood of that is like very low. More than likely, that's not what the case was, but they're giving numbers in order to describe something in a multitude without actually counting it. So they count it in just sections or pieces. This is normal. This was normal back then. They didn't expect every detail to be counted in that way, just only being communicated what is being said through the number. So when you say 3 days and 3 nights, this is going to tie all the way to a common motif that's happening in the Tanakh, like when it took Abraham 3 days to get to Mount Moriah, or Mount Moriah, I think it was, in order to sacrifice Isaac, or when it says in Hosea where that Israel was unalived for 3 days or whatever the case is. All of this is just tying to the 3 days and the motif. Doesn't necessarily mean 3 24-hour periods.
Okay, can I answer? Yes, I got you. I got you. You are actually giving examples of days. Like I know in the Hebrew literature, the word day doesn't always mean 24-hour period. Just like, and even in Arabic, it is the same. But I was saying that when we use the word nights with days in Hebrew, then it is literal. You can Google this.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Show me who says that.
You can actually Google this.
Show me who says that.
You can actually Google this. I know that.
Okay, so Google is your source. Just Google says so. That's your
Today it is
argument right now. What?
Yeah, it actually gives you correct information. Like you can search up. You can search.
And Google Quran is Google Quran is historically sufficient to prove your Quran is not historically.
Hello, why is this screen lagging? Your screen and audio are lagging. Is it okay? Hello, are you there?
All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
So if I Google something and something that like if I Google and Google tells me that the Quran is historically inaccurate, is that enough evidence for you to accept that?
No, that's not. That's
Okay.
not.
So why should I accept the fact that you're saying you can just Google it? You need to go further. What is
Yeah,
Google?
because I'm
What's the
telling you because
argument for this? You need to go a step further and actually present some information.
okay, I can give you a reference from a scholar tomorrow or anytime. But right now, I was saying just because Google knows the language better than you and me.
What?
Yeah, Google knows the languages better than me and you.
Okay.
Okay, so and we already know. I actually know you should. I do not. I'm not saying you should trust me, but I know that according to a Hebrew literature, when we use the word day, it can also be metaphorical. But when we use the word night along with the word day, then it is not idiomatic. It is actually literal. You can ask any rabbi.
You keep saying that, but you need to substantiate who. Rabbis are not going to be a source because I don't accept rabbis are not an authority for my worldview. Neither are they an authority for yours.
Yeah, just to defend your religion, you deny anything. I know that.
What?
Yeah, you guys just defend your religion by lies. You deny every source, everything, just
History
to
says,
defend your religion.
all historians say that Jesus died on the cross. Is that true now?
No, not all historians. There were some people who
true?
actually believed that Jesus was burned. There were some
You know,
Jews.
I'll even grant you that the majority of historians believe Jesus died on the cross.
Now
Does
you're
that
saying the majority. First,
Yeah.
in the
Does that
beginning,
make
you said all
Does
of
that
them.
make it true?
So you are contradicting
Does
yourselves.
that make
In the
it
beginning,
true?
you said.
Does it make
in
it
the-
true? Hello?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Why? Why is it not true? Why are you denying it?
Actually, as a matter of fact, the Quran does not deny history. It actually says that someone else was made like Jesus in appearance, and he was crucified. So
No.
actually,
I got you. I already know. First of all, the Quran doesn't say that someone else was put in his place. That's an assumption. It doesn't say that. It just says it was made to appear so. Don't add to your Quran. That's not what the Quran says. Number two, even if the Quran is saying that and is saying, oh, it's in line with history, history says otherwise. History says that he did die on the cross. The only way that you can actually back up what you're saying is to actually be able to prove that what your Quran is saying is true. But you're denying what the historians are saying is true because of the Quran. But you're saying I'm denying the rabbis just to make my thing true. Yet you do the same thing. The same thing I did, that the rabbis are not an authority over me. Are the historians an authority over your truth or reality of what happened in history?
I got you.
Are
So
they?
now you're
Are the historians an authority over you as to what happened in history?
Yeah, the historians are an authority over me when it comes
They
to
are?
the religion. Yeah,
Then
they are not. They are not.
then the historians, the majority of the historians would agree. Any reasonable or credible historian would agree that Jesus died on the cross. Do you accept that?
Yeah, the historians, even Berman, everyone says that actually Jesus of Nazareth was crucified.
Do you accept that?
No, I as a Muslim do not accept that.
Okay. You don't accept that. So they're not an authority, even though they are saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you just contradicted yourself. The majority of the historians would say that the early Christians believed they weren't Muslim, number one, and they believed that Jesus was God. That's what the majority of historians would say. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with who? With the historians, no.
Do you agree with the historians that believe that the Christians, the early Christians, were not Muslim and they believed in God? They believed that he was God.
Yes, I will not agree with them. Obviously.
Okay, you don't agree with that. The majority of the historians would agree that the manuscripts, although there's thousands of textual variants, the manuscripts that the Christians have are preserved. Do you agree with that?
They are actually not preserved. That's actually true.
So you don't agree with the majority of the historians and the textual critics?
No, but actually, there are many researchers who say that actually it is not preserved.
Fine, but the majority do.
So what do I have to do with the majority?
Okay, good. Well, you said that there are authorities over you, but you're denying all these things that I'm presenting. The majority of the historians would agree that the Quran is not a historical book. Do you agree with that?
Not a historical book. No, I do not agree with them. Obviously.
Thank you. The majority of the historians would agree that the New Testament is a historical book. Do you agree with that?
Who says that? They are actually Christians.
Even atheist historians would agree. Even Bart Ehrman would agree that that's a historical document. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I believe that it is not accurate historical, and I can actually prove that in any other recipe.
I didn't say. I said they believe it's a historical document. Do you agree with that?
No, it isn't. There are many fabrications.
Get out of here. Please don't come back. Supposedly the historians are authorities, and then he's denying every single thing that I'm saying that the historians are saying. But they're an authority over him. Bro, get out of here. So silly. And all of this came from because I said, the rabbis are not an authority over me. He wanted to impose a criteria that rabbis are an authority over me for some reason. Like you got to be an imbecile. You're absolute prick. If you think that you can just when people want to bring arguments and want to bulldoze things that are just so obvious, right? Like I don't need to accept this as an authority over me right now. But you're imposing, you're just saying you have to. And if you don't, you're just a liar. Okay. when you yourself wouldn't hold yourself to that standard, and when you tried to, you look like an idiot. You said the historians are authorities over you, but then denied all these things that the majority of historians believe in. Bro, get out of here. All right, guys, I do got to go. Technical difficulties with the internet. Thank you, guys. I told you it was going to boost up a little bit towards, with the restart. We had some more people. So, appreciate it. Let me make sure I'm not missing any super chats. Nope, I get all the super chats. Thank you, everybody who showed some love. Thank you for all the people sending gifts. Thank you for everybody showing all the love. Do not forget to go subscribe to my wife's YT. Okay, we're working on a video that's coming out very, very soon. Like I said, it's 90% done. We just got to do something real quick and add to the video, and it'll be released. It's just a little glimpse, guys, of what's to come. We are going to have a content day shooting this week. So there's going to be a follow-up video. So be on the lookout for that. Really, really excited. Pray for us. This is my last week here up north. Okay. We will be back home next week. Pray for us for the travels and everything like that. Be on the lookout, with the travel and everything going on, going back home, the transition. I can get my equipment back over there and everything. It may be a little taxing, you know what I mean? It may be a little, it might delay me for a live or so. So if you guys don't see me live in the morning, it's the transition. Just let that be a reminder to pray for us, that we have safe travels and everything goes back smoothly. Because it is going to be a transition, okay? And then my wife will be going back live more consistently again because she'll be back in her studio. Super excited for that. Make sure you follow her on the TikTok as well. Love every single one of you guys. God bless you. Thank you, guys. It's been a wonderful week so far. Can't wait to come back tomorrow. Love you guys. God bless. In the name of the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit, now and forever, today, to ages. Amen. God bless.